All right, guys. 2009 GMC Canyon. This car stalls, all right? You start up the car, sometime it wants to stall. You will see the RPM drop and come right back up, all right? I'm going to show you what's the problem with this car, and then I'll give you a solution with this car. If you have any other car, Toyota, Honda, any other car that stalls, and you'll see the RPM drop and come back up, I want you to do the similar, all right? And this should take care of 99% of the problems with other makes and models, because this is a common problem, and it's just a component in a vehicle which needs to be serviced. You know, nobody wants to do it, but you need to do it. You know, you have to keep up with the maintenance of the system. Otherwise it'll stall on you, or the engine will choke on you, you know, and the RPM will drop. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do, all right? So let me first show you inside what's going on with the car. I'm going to start up this car. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Customer complained about this, but I did find out there is a problem with this car, and we're going to take a look at it. Let's see if it occurs now. Pay attention to this RPM gauge here. Let's see if something happens. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, all right? But if it doesn't happen, I'm just giving it a shot here. And we'll give it a few moments. You see that? It just did it. It'll probably do it again. And the check engine light came on. Customer did tell me there was a check engine light on, so I'm gonna scan that. Let's see what that is. But it is stalling. The engine is stalling, all right? And that's it. Now we know what the problem is, what's going on with this car. All right, guys, I scanned this car. This Solos edge snap on, it always highlights the, if you only have one code, you cannot. So it's like a white screen, so you cannot see. But I'm gonna click on it real quick. You're gonna see the code. It's p0017. All right, it says crank position sensor, and you're gonna see camshaft. All right, so this is the problem this car is having. All right, so we're gonna look into this, and we're probably gonna change these sensors. But I also want to recommend one last thing. All right. Alright, guys, continuing the process here, I'm gonna move over to this side a little bit. Alright, right here we have the cam sensor. Alright, the problem is not the cam sensor. Alright, some of these cars, if you have another type of GMC, you'll see a cam sensor on this side, but this car only has one cam sensor. And just to let you know, this is a 2.9 engine. Let's see if I get a light better right there. 2.9. All right, so the problem with this is right here. This is an exhaust solenoid. What this does is it correlates the two camshafts inside this engine. There's two camshafts. So what this does is, with the oil pressure, move the timing around, and the timing will change according to the pressure of the engine. All right, so but I also want to recommend you guys to check the oil, change the oil, put some good oil in it, all right? Because I have had problems with like a Toyota's. This solenoid, this Toyota has IVVT solenoid similar to this. This is about that long inside. It sits in the oil, and it releases the pressure to move the camshaft into a different degree angle to change the timing of this engine. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this. All right, we're gonna change the solenoid, plus we're gonna clean the throttle body, but I'll make a different video on the throttle body. And that's it. All right, let me wait for the parts, and we'll come right back. All right, guys, it's time to remove this little solenoid here, and we're gonna remove little extra stuff which you don't have to, you know, because we're gonna show you better on the video. And all you have to do is remove this little connector here, and then there's number 10 back there. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this intake first. All right, we'll disconnect this mass airflow sensor. Just put the connector to the side. We'll take off number 8 right there. Let's leave that one. We'll take off this air housing with everything, alright? So pull off this air duct pipe here. Lose it up some more if you need to. If you need to use the flathead to push that thing out, do that. And then also we're gonna remove this right here. Right, Andy. Alright. We're gonna remove this pipe. This is from the secondary air pump. So all you do is you squeeze this here and this comes off just like that. And then you have a couple of clips on this air duct pipe and this whole thing comes out. Once this is out, you have a lot of space here now to look at this little guy right here. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna remove this connector, right? This connector. Alright guys, to remove this clip, you have to pull this gray piece right here and then you can squeeze this and the connector comes out. Alright, so we got the connector off that solenoid. And now down here we have number 10 all the way back there. We're gonna remove that number 10 right there. So you take a number 10 with the ratchet and you turn that bolt out. It's just one bolt holding the solenoid. Once you have it loose, you can take it off by hand. Alright, there's the bolt. And then you can yank out this little solenoid. Sometimes it doesn't want to come out. Just wiggle it around, play around with it. And it should come out. It's going to have oil on it. That's no problem. Let's take a look. So this is the solenoid right here. What this does is it changes the timing of the engine, alright? So we're gonna change this solenoid. Alright guys, here's the new piece. We're gonna put this in, alright? This is what we're gonna put in. This piece has a little bit of oil all over, so you can either put a little bit of engine oil on it, but you don't need to because it's already soaked up a little bit. But what we'll do is we'll get a little bit of oil, we'll rub it onto the seal, alright? And we're gonna push that in and it should go in nicely and easily. So take a little bit of oil, just rub it onto that seal, and that seal is gonna prevent any oil from leaking from that little hole right there. And now what you do is you slowly take this and you push this solenoid in, and you should feel a... Alright, so this solenoid just clicks right in. Let me show you guys. Just like that, alright? Let me try one more time. I didn't catch that on the video properly, so you guys can see if you're doing it at home. So this goes right in just like that, alright? And then you're gonna put the number 10 in. We'll tighten that number 10 and make sure you put the connector in. Nah, that's not number 10. Alright, so you take your ratchet and tighten that bolt. After this, make sure you put the connector in, then put in the air intake if you took it off, and after that delete the light and let the car run, test it, and check for oil leak down here, but there should be no oil leaks down here. Alright, so we'll take that connector now. There you go, it clicks right in. Make sure you push that gray clip on the top back in. Alright, so it's done. Now we'll put the intake back in. Alright, so we'll take the intake The air duct pipe, we're gonna put that in. Make sure you line these two little clips here. Push on the air duct pipe, and don't forget the secondary air pipe. And then you have 2 clips on each side. Alright, we got the pipe on this side, just push that in. And push in this air duct pipe and tighten the number 8. Alright, tighten the number 8 and don't forget to plug in the mass airflow sensor. Should click right in. And the number 8 there, and you're done. We'll reset the light and let this car run and we'll test it. Alright guys, I had this truck running for a little bit. No problems. There it is again. No problems. It's not stalling no more, right? So if you guys have this kind of truck, any other GMCs, if it has that solenoid in there, take care of it, alright? And also clean the throttle body. We'll do another video on that. We'll clean up the throttle body because the car does need to be serviced properly. That was my original thing. That's what I wanted to do originally. But then check engine light popped up. And there it is. We found the problem and we fixed it. No more stalls, alright?